Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Wow, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way today, and it's this story that we're gonna talk about and things that we're gonna talk about today kind of touches me really deep in my heart because I'm a veteran, 23 years in the military, and served, and I mean, you meet a lot of folks just like your brothers, sisters, and you serve together, you live together, you protect it. But everybody don't always, everybody don't always make it. I mean, that's what war and that's what military is about. And many times we forget about those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. But we got a guest today that's going to remind the world that they're not forgotten, and we have to always remember that you know the ultimate sacrifice so we can continue to be free, so we can continue to live, right? So our kids and our generations to come can enjoy freedom. So I'm excited about the show today. But I can't do anything without introducing the executive producer and the co-host. How are you doing, Dr. Michelle Cooley?
I'm doing fine, James. How are you?
I am doing just fine. Still in sunny California and ready to head back to Texas tomorrow. So I see you and Bella tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we have the whole house decorated for your return. So we're really excited, but we're really excited about the show today. I know you mentioned, military. We're talking about also first responders. Just so many people who give up who've given up their lives to protect and to serve our country. So we're really excited to have this guest on the show today to tell us a little bit more about the things he's been doing and the events that are coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, I want to get the show started because we're going to talk about a whole lot of different things, and we're going to talk about his passion and why he created the things that he's doing. So, Michelle, without any further ado, can you please introduce the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest?
Yes, so the title of today's show, we're having a sit down discussion with Edward Presnillo on honoring USA heroes. And he is a United States Navy veteran, founder and CEO of Honoring USA Heroes. We're going to talk about 9/11, Never Forget Mobile exhibit recently held at the Promenade Mall in Temecula, California. We're going to talk about starting a podcast, a different podcast that the heroes' families have started to discuss their loved ones. We're going to talk about hats for heroes and running events to bring awareness to the honoring USA heroes. So Edward Presniello is a member of Kiwanis of Temecula Valley Club since November 2017. He retired from Cox Communications in 2017 and is a resident of Marietta, California since May. Edward is a second-generation U.S. Navy veteran. He served as a hospital corpsman first class, diving medical tech, veterinary tech for the Navy's Marine Mammals Program. He served during the end of Vietnam era and a second tour duty during Desert Storm Persian Gulf era. He is well known in the area as Cole's dad, Cole, the service dog, surf dog, and an honorary member of Kiwanis of Temecula Valley Club. He is the founder of Honoring USA Heroes, starting at the beginning of 2020, a nonprofit organization dedicated to honoring our fallen first responders, military, and medical heroes who died on the line of duty, foreign and domestic, since 9/11, 2001. Please welcome back to the show, Edward Presnillo.
I am so pleased to be back here. Every time you guys make me smile, and I can't thank you enough for the introduction. And so thank you. That's all I can say.
And we are so proud of the things that you're doing and bringing and not letting the memories of our sisters and our brothers who served, whether it was the military or first responders. I mean, programs like what you have going on and the things that you're doing. I mean, it helps ease the pain a little bit because the loved ones know that the fallen ones have not been forgotten. And all of that comes from you because all of the great work that you putting in. So I want to commend you. I want to commend you before we even get the show started.
Well, thank you, JC. Thank you very much.
Ed, you've been on the show a few times, and And I tell you, we're always excited to have you on. Can you please tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit more about you, where you grew up, why you're so passionate about what you are doing?
I would love to. As you know, I'm Filipino. I was born in the Philippines, but moved here when I was 5 years old. Reason why we moved out here was my father was in the Navy. He was stationed at Vandenberg Air Force Base there. He was a Navy commissariman, is that what it's called, working at an Air Force Base. And back in 1959, decided to bring his family over. My mom, I have a brother younger than me, 1 year younger, and a sister who's 3 years younger than me. We all came over back in 1959. And so I got to see what America is all about. And not only that, I got to see what was like in the Philippines, and in the Philippines, the USA was on top here. That was their goal, make it to the United States and live a very comfortable life and have opportunities available for you to reach the top of the possibilities in your life. And that's what I've learned a lot about living here in the United States, because you are given a lot of opportunities to make it and to live the life that you want. All right. And living here in the United States, you learn about the Constitution, you learn about the history of the United States and the battles that went on to create this beautiful country of ours. And you can never thank the people. And unfortunately, the people that you want to thank are not with us. And they had given their life for this country, whether they're the military, the law enforcement, or the fire department of our country. And as we're going through the years, this past several years, our medical people who are working through the pandemic and catching COVID-19 in their line of duty. And so you've got to really respect them for what they have done. And unfortunately, a lot of them had given their life for this country. And that's what this country is all about. It's those who gave their life to make it so that we can enjoy it. And I guess that's the biggest thing that I've taken from this.
Ed, you're so passionate about all of the things that you're doing. What constantly keep you motivated to reach out and bring joy to the families that you touch? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. It's knowing that keeping their memories alive of our heroes, any opportunity to be able to talk about them, especially those who've given their life for our country. That's what keeps me going. And I provided this living memorial picture that comes to life through Bluetooth. When they smile, when they receive this, or they smile and let me know that this is the best gift that they ever received, it makes me cry. It makes my heart want to keep on doing this. And I'm sorry, I guess you can see my passion about this. And so I guess just to answer your question, it's just seeing that I can make a difference in somebody else's life.
You're making a difference in a whole lot of lives. I've been at events with you, man, and just the passion that you bring, the joy that you bring, especially when you start talking about the veterans and the first responders, and that you have to make sure that we don't forget about them, because many have. So Ed, can you tell our viewers and listeners why did they need to, sometime open up and just remember what the sacrifices that these fallen soldiers, first responders, did in order for them to be safe in their communities, in their homes, in this country. Can you explain that to them a little bit?
You know, they put their life first on the line. Yeah. Knowing that every day when they leave their home may be the last, but they keep on doing what they do. You know, that is their job. And you can't fault anybody for doing what they're doing. It's their job, and they're dedicated to their country, to their neighbors, to their community. And you know, I think that's what keeps you going, you know, to make sure that their memories are never forgotten. Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
No, man, this is touchy. I mean, and you're right. But you know what? We're gonna take a station break, and we're gonna come back, and you know, regardless which platform, whether you're watching on E360 television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, over 55 other live platforms. If you want to be part of the conversation, just go to the platform, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
I never wanna leave. Yeah, I'm right where I wanna be. We got something you and me, and I can't get rid of this feeling. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can be taken for granted. I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Hey, I'm so drawn to you. I'm so drawn to you. Yeah, yeah.
I've seen a smile convey I love you. I'm proud of who you are, and one that keeps us close when we're apart. Talking from the darkness of all that we've been through, it seems that there might be a way to leave behind the loneliness we've known and live again life of
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. And hold on one second. Yeah, so uh, we are having a great conversation with uh, with this great guest here. I mean, and it's just almost within tears in the first segment, just listening to him and all the things that he's doing. So Ed, I want to talk about your nonprofit honoring USA heroes. Can you first tell our viewers and listeners what is it and what exactly do you do?
Thank you. That's honoring USA heroes. I started this back on 2020, and we create a a living memorial picture, a 16 by 20 picture of our fallen hero with the background of the American flag. Or at that time, back in 2019, my main mission was to honor the heroes of 9/11. So I had the picture background with the Pentagon, the Twin Towers on there, and the number of planes that was involved that day, the number of people who died on that day. And so we would have the picture of our fallen 9/11 heroes. And this would be paired to a Bluetooth device so that you can play music from it. And one of my very first presentation was to Tunnels to Towers Foundation, the CEO, Frank and Mary Siller. I met a gentleman, a retired firefighter who works for Tunnels to Towers. He's one of the board members, and I met him presenting a home in Menifee. And so our presentation to Frank and Mary Siller on February 26th was part of what started this whole mission of mine to make sure that our heroes are never forgotten. And on YouTube, you can go to Honoring USA Heroes and look at the presentation I did with Tunnels Towers, Frank and Mary Siller there. And in that video, you will see how this picture actually works. It works through Bluetooth, like I say, and people can listen to a narration of their hero, or may listen to a special song of their hero. And that's how we basically got started in honoring the hero, so that our hero will always be with the living, playing their favorite music as they are having parties. And when they have parties, they have new friends over, they eat and drink and listen to music. And eventually, with the music coming from our heroes picture, the music goes out 170 degrees out instead of a directional. So someone in the party is going to ask, I've had a couple of drinks, and where is that music coming from? And that's the opportunity of our fallen heroes families to say, see that picture on the wall there? That's my son, my father, my brother who died for our country. He's playing it for us. So as the years go by, someone's going to ask that same question, where is that music? And the opportunity to talk about their hero when they say, oh my God, what happened to him? And that's how we're keeping the memories alive of our heroes. And we're going to be doing this for all our heroes, past and in the future, who are giving their life for this beautiful country of ours.
Wow. Ed, starting this, I mean, I know you just gave us a philosophy and how you got started. Did you have any challenges putting this together? Because right now it seems like it's so smooth. It's operating, and I see how you present this at a lot of events that I have been a part of. So was there any challenges? If there were, how did you go about solving it?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that question there. Yeah, the challenges that I have is definitely fundraising. And the other is that we're losing so many heroes. It's almost like every week throughout the country, we're losing a fireman, policeman, military. And right now, all I can do is work on the heroes locally because of my fundraising limitations and requesting or talking to possible sponsors to sponsor a picture for the family. Okay. And so that's what the challenge of presenting a picture to the family is. Another issue is that I would love to have these pictures created within 3 or 4 days of the date that from their death, so that we can get these pictures created and given to the department so they can present it to the family on the Memorial Day, and they can take home the picture of their loved one, their hero. As I always say, the hero is going home with the family, and I would love to see that on the Memorial Day. If not, we will have to find a way to present it to the family at a later date, and that's one of the challenges that I'm coming across. And this past event that I had with the 9/11 mobile exhibit here in Temecula, I was able to send about 7, 8 pictures home that week, because I had them on display, those that needed to go home. And when people came by, they said, "Oh, I know that family. And I said, well, reach out to them, tell them that I have their picture here. We would love for them to go home with them." And it was an amazing event to have that mobile exhibit out here and bring people out here. And those that knew the family of my heroes that I had hanging on display, where they reached out and they got to go home. I was so happy that the pictures I had made it home. And
so Ed, so the mobile exhibit, what did it originate from? Do it travel the country, or
yeah. Yes, it did. The mobile exhibit, the 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit, is from Tunnels to Towers Foundation. They're located out of Staten Island, New York. And that exhibit was created back in 2013 so that it can travel around the country to display artifacts, stories of what happened on 9/11. And as it travels around, it is escorted by firefighters who were actually at New York City during that time. And occasionally, 𝐵𝐔𝐘𝐒, as I mentioned earlier, he travels with it. And when he comes out here, he's definitely with that exhibit. And he lost 20 men. He was a battalion chief on 9/11 and lost 20 men that day. So I pray for his men. I pray for the family. I'm always happy to see him when he comes over. And speaking of the 9/11 exhibit, may I just honor some of the people that was involved in helping me bring that exhibit out here. Yeah, I would love to give thanks first to the following sponsors: the Robert Zitlin Family Law, Pet Wellness Center of Marietta, the Jackie Steed, your Temecula Valley Realtor. The Embassy Suite in Temecula was so kind to give me an incredible discount for hosting the 6 men that was here to stay at their location. The support I have from my Kiwanis Club of Temecula Valley, sponsorship by Sunrise Rotary, Chick-fil-A, Lexus Toyota of Temecula Valley, and Kane's Chicken Fingers. Also, Lindy is a leading global industry gas and engineering company. They held a golf tournament for me. And if it wasn't for their donation, it would have been very hard for me to bring this mobile exhibit out here. But I thank them so much. And the Promenade Mall, they gave me the location to host the 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit, and provided me with just about anything I needed to host it there. And also like to thank my committee of 5. I tell you, 6, excuse me. This was a big event for us. And I learned a lot from this experience. And as future events, definitely will take this experience and make it better for them. I'd like to thank Sharon Johnson of Keller Williams Realty, Dr. Bertha Barraza of the San Jacinto Community College, and Wendy Gaines, Rinda Hildebrand, and Mindy La Teresa. Mindy's husband is a fire chief over at Canyon Lake. And so I could not have done this without their support. And I want to all thank them for this.
So Ed, the public and the people that listen to this, what can they do to show recognition and help support this worthy cause, and also get a better understanding and keeping these memories alive? What would you tell the listeners that are listening right now on how they can go about to best support this great effort that you're doing?
To reach out to me or go to my website and make a donation, or sponsor a $10 a month donation, so that I have the funds to notify my team that puts these together for me, and said, here, we've just lost another hero, and here's this picture, and send, get it done within the next 24 to 48 hours, overnighted, or send it to me, express, mail, right now, and so that I can get it to the department and have these memorial pictures with them, so that at the end of the memorial, they will go home to the family. And that is what I would like to see happen. And the only way I can do that is having the funds available, so that we can continue on and such. And that is what I really like to see. And if anybody wants to honor a fallen hero from the past, reach out to me and make a donation online. A one-time donation, $500, will be able to send that picture over to them, that with a stand, with a cover, American flag cover, and an MP3 player that will go along with it, with 7 songs that they can play at the memorial of our heroes.
Wow, man, this is remembering all those names is so important, because that support is needed, and we want to recognize all of these great organizations and great companies and leaders that's doing this. We're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up, and then we're going to talk about some other things that this great man is doing. I tell you, he's doing a lot of things, and I am encouraging him to potentially get his own podcast and television show to help showcase and talk about these great moments. And we're going to talk about all of that when we get back from the break. So if you want to be part of the conversation, whichever platform you're watching us on or listening to us on, all you have to do is go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, I give you my word, we'll get you an answer. Is your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be on it, to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection. Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and my great friend here, Ed, is discussing things. I think I'm not saying this because of my military veterans or first responders, all that. This is so important because many of us do not understand why we are willing to go out and sacrifice our lives to make sure that we are safe in our communities, our homes, our country, and etc. And our intention is not to go out there and become a fallen soldier or a fallen first responder. Our main concern is to make sure that we are protecting the ones that we love and protecting our country. And just like I mentioned earlier, sometimes, we have fallen soldiers and sisters and etc. First responders, but we quickly forget about them, and it's not right. And that's why I'm so excited to be having this discussion with Ed, because his heart is so passionate. He loves everything and everybody, and he wants to make sure that you understand that, and maybe you can develop that type of love for your loved ones, for ones that have made the ultimate sacrifice, and just be a part of bringing joy and happiness to some family lives. And so I commend you, Ed, on everything that you're doing, my brother. I commend you on that. And
Thank you.
I know we were talking about the exhibit, the 9/11 exhibit, and it's so wonderful. I know that you got a lot of great feedback and responses from that. What's the chances of that becoming an annual event in Temecula and in the Riverside County area?
Yeah, that's a question I've gotten a lot of. That was asked of me. Are they coming back? And I said, if you'd like to have it back, let me know and help me fund it. It does take a bit of funding to bring it out here. Their mission is to go around the country. So we would have to make a phone call to see if that exhibit is available to come back to this area, because it's almost like a first come, first serve type of request. And so I would love to bring it back here, maybe along with another event like the Balloon and Wine Festival out here this year. I'd like to reach out to them and see if they would be interested. And if they were interested, I would have to check with the with the team over Tunnels to Towers, with my friend Jackie there. She and I got to know each other over a year ago, and we've been communicating. If someone wants to bring it out here, let me know, and I will see if that's available. And if you have a big event, let me know. We may be able to do a 2 to 3 day weekend with it. Having it out here for 8 days is probably one of the longest time that exhibit would be in any one location. It's normally a 2 to 3 day weekend type event, and then it travels on to the next location. So if we have several 3 or 4 events in Southern California that would like to have it here, reach out to me and see what we can do to bring it out here.
So Ed, a lot of people only think about our veterans and our first responders only doing 9/11. Can you tell them why they should remember not just that, but every day of the year with folks that have served and continue to serve, to make sure that whatever situation or circumstances that we are in, it's not just a one-day thing, just remembering one day. Can you talk about that one a little bit?
Yes, remembering it for one day of our heroes, like Memorial Day. It kind of it doesn't force us, but we're gathering all our heroes together, to remember. And if you know of a family that lost somebody, you may be celebrating in a memorial way with them. And but we should never forget our heroes. And the more we are keeping them involved with us as we live life, maybe the story of our hero will be passed on to some young generation, and they may act upon it in a very positive and patriotic way to help and serve our country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you're doing so many great things. I want to talk a little bit about
I love your hat.
I love your hat, my friend. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about why you created this and what the purpose of it and how it's bringing joy and happiness to others?
Yes. I started an organization, a service within my organization called Hats for Heroes. And what started this for me was during the summer, I attended a blood drive down in San Diego. Was happening to listen to a TV station here in Murrieta, and they were doing a blood drive at the Firefighters Training Center in San Diego. And when I heard it was for a firefighter that they're having the blood drive for, I said, I got to go down there and help out what I can, give whatever blood I can give for this firefighter who's going through cancer treatments down in San Diego. When I got down there, I was wearing this hat, and I had so many compliments of my hat. And while I was standing in line to check in, a young lady who happened to be a battalion chief was standing behind me, and she mentioned that she liked my hat, and I said, well, thank you. And come to find out that her compatriot is also a battalion chief who's going through cancer. And we started talking, and I said, oh my God, yeah, when they go through cancer treatment, some of them will probably lose their hair. Not only lose their hair, their dignity, their will to want to get out and be among the public. And they're going through some of the most emotional time in their life. And any way to get them out into the public where they can feel a little bit of comfort and to have some dignity. I thought having a hat, wearing a cowboy hat, will give them that. So that's what I plan to do, is to, through donations or sponsorship, someone wants to give a hat to a firefighter, law enforcement, or military who are going through the cancer treatment because of the line of duty. I welcome that. Reach out to me. I would love to send a hat to that firefighter, to his department, so that they can present it to them. And that is what Hats for Heroes is all about.
Can you tell them about the patches? I mean, I love the patches that you have here, the symbolization. And
yes, the patches on the black and white American flag, with the red stands for our firefighters, the green our military, and the blue line are of our law enforcement. And when people ask me, that I'm willing to tell them the story about what happened on 9/11, how all three services was involved, and that constantly, every year, we are losing a firefighter, a law enforcement, and our military personnel in the line of duty. And we should honor them, never forget. That's the significance of the colors on the black American flag.
Yeah, Ed, Steve had joined us for a second or so. I know we was all together yesterday, and I think Steve got a question for you. Hey, Steve, you on?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Steve, you got a question? I guess Steve don't have a question, so.
May not have his mic on.
Yeah, but
yeah, I love the hat. I love the hat and its purpose.
I love it on you, brother.
Oh yeah. So Ed, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a station break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna catch up on a lot of other things that's going on. I want you to talk about your potential podcast or television show, and just let the public know how they can help you out, and let them know where they can send donations so you can continue to give hats and all of these things, and photograph and etc. Because all of that is needed. I know sponsors is needed, and this is such a worthy cause. I just think that we need to be focused in on these types of things. So we're going to take a station break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to pick it up, because I love this man right here. Ed is doing so many great things, and I'm talking about his heart is there. If you ever get an opportunity to meet this man, you want to meet him, you want to chat with him, you want to share things, and you want to understand what his vision, his understanding, his focus is. It's all about love. It's your life. We'll be back shortly after the break. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I got my very, very good friend here, Ed Presniello. I mean, just a wonderful guy, just a wonderful guy that's doing great things, and I believe that Ed that just continue to expand, just continue to reach out, continue to do the things that you're doing. I love this hat, by the way. I love the hat, so and all the other things that you're doing. Ed, you have talked with me briefly about potentially starting your own podcast and also reaching out to others. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners what are your ideas and why you want to do this great deed?
When we lose a loved one in the line of duty, all right, it's very hard for the families to move on, but after a while, talking about the great things about their hero, of their loved one, kind of gets the emotions out, and not only that, gives them an opportunity to tell the rest of the country what type of person they were. Because all we know, most of us, is this firefighter in, let's say, in Texas, was killed on the line of duty. We hear about them for about a week or two, and then they're forgotten. They're not talked about anymore. But people want to know what type of person they were. And having the family come online during the podcast that I would love to see happen gives them an opportunity to tell the real side of that hero, which most of us will never know. But giving him a platform to talk about him in a positive way so that we all can know what type of person that he was.
And you know what, Ed, let me tell you, I have been thinking about this for the last 3 weeks ever since you and I talked about it. I envision you doing this, but not just with all I'm talking the fallen responders and veterans, but we also got other issues like PTSD, suicide, all of these other type of things. If you formulated it the right way, those are the things, because all of them are service and related. I ain't talking about just military. I'm talking about first responders and all this other type of things related. And the audience, I believe, that need to have an understanding of these things. Even if they're not fallen soldiers, many of our veterans and our first responders are fallen people because people forget about it. Case in point, you have served 5, 6, 7 years, you come home, you can't even get a job. And then, PTSD and all that other type of stuff. I mean, what I'm trying to say is I see a correlation of all of these things in you. And I know that you have the personality to put these things together, have guests on the talk and give them a opportunity to talk about their frustration, to talk about the things, and encourage our viewers and the listeners.
I agree with you there, JC. And people need to be out, whether they're family members of a fallen, okay, to be able to talk about that. And their partner, their spouse, their son, their daughter did not leave this earth with the idea that they will. What I'm trying to say is they were doing something good and they were taken away from us, and we need to know their history, know their story, what what type of person they were. Okay. All we know is that they were a good person doing something that most of us will never do or would not want to do. Okay. And they've given their life for this country. And to respect the family, we need to know about them. And whatever we hear about them, you know, it will make, it will give us a good understanding, but also for the family talking about it, it will give them some relief knowing that people know how good a person that they were, their husband, their brother, their wife, sister who died for our country. And that is what we would love to see in the podcast, and to talk about if we could help somebody who's going through PTSD, and they're welcome to come on and talk, you know. And so anything that we could help our veterans and veterans family get over the grief of the loss of their loved one, and let us know what type of person he was. He was just more than just a firefighter, a policeman, a military personnel. But let's kind of dig into how this person on this, when he was alive, how great of a person that he was.
Man, it's so important. And I really appreciate this, man. I think you got something there. Willing to work with you if you're interested in doing that. But I think
I definitely will.
Because it's important. The work that you're doing is so incredible. Just the philosophy and just seeing happiness and joy, just like when you present them with one of the singing photos, and you present the hats, and you go to these events and you present them with the 9/11 mobile unit that's traveling. Man, you are a hero, my friend. You are a hero. You're a hero that's representing all of the fallen heroes. And love you, brother. I love you, man. And you know I'm always here for you. You already know that, man. And continue to do what you're doing.
Well, thank you, JC. Thank you very much. Giving me the platform to share what I do with the country. I can't thank you enough.
We got about 1 minute left. How can people? Can you give them a number? Can they reach out?
Yes, they can reach out to me through honoringusaheroes.org. If you want to make a donation out there, if you want to reach out to me, you could always contact me through my email address, which is pretty easy, ed@honoringusaheroes.org. And make sure the heroes are HEROES.org.
That's what I'm talking about. And Ed, you have to look at a lot of things, man. You're doing so many. You need to be writing books because your story need to be told. Everybody's story need to be told. So I tell you, I really appreciate you, brother, for taking the time to come on the show. I appreciate this wonderful gifts you gave me, man. I'm hooked on it. And you know I'm a Cowboys fan anyway. So, and I just want to thank all of the great things that you're doing. I want to thank our viewers and listeners out there. I want to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together such a wonderful show.
Well, thank you again.
And you know that you're welcome to come back on the show when you want to. I make it happen because I love the things you're doing. So thank you. So I want to thank you, Ed, for taking the time. I want to thank Dr. Michelle. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners for tuning into the James Cooley Show. always remembered